God afternoon. Welcome back to the God channel where we're putting God over our day. G-O-D, baby. God calling friend in drudgery. That's a big word. And God eventide the foe within. Let's get right into it, guys. God calling friend in drudgery. It is the daily strivings that count, not the momentary heights. The obeying of my will day in, day out in the wilderness plains, rather than the occasional amount of transfiguration. So guys, what God's saying right here is that it's the little things that count. So much of the time we're always fixated on the big things, on the big picture, like on saying, I want to get to this point, how do I do that? And you think doing one big thing is going to get you there, but no, it's a series of habits. It's building up good habits and doing that day by day and just committing yourself. Commitment is the number one way to success and to victory. And that's what God said right here, is him going day in, day out and obeying his will in the wilderness plains rather than the occasional Mount Transfigurations. Like those amazing things God did, like all the miracles and stuff like that, like him healing the blind man or splitting the fish. Like those are big things that are talked about, but he was only able to get to that point by going day in, day out, by putting in the work, putting in the time, and by just committing, and by being a good person, by obviously learning, by growing, and by creating a following through that. So that's what he's saying right there. Perseverance is nowhere needed so much as in the religious life. The drudgery of the kingdom is that secures my intimate friendship. I am the Lord of little things, the divine control of little happenings. Nothing in this day is too small to be a part of my scheme. The little stones in a mosaic play a big part. Join me. Joy is the God-given cement that secures the harmony and beauty of my mosaic. So now God's talking about, he related work and how you go throughout your daily life and how Jesus did it to who you are in God's kingdom and what role you play. So many times I feel like we're like, 8 billion people on the planet, like why do I matter? What's the point of life? Like why is anything, like how does anything I'm going to do impact other people? That makes no sense to me. But God is saying right here, just like how those little day-to-day, just showing up, you consistently doing something over and over again creates a good result. God is saying that's you, that you are that day-to-day, that me, I'm a small part in a much bigger thing. And without it, it would crumble. Without me in it, it'd be a broken mosaic. It wouldn't be a beautiful piece of art. It'd just be a series of things all colored together. So God is saying right here that you are needed, you are wanted, and there's a purpose to you. You fit in. There's always going to be a place for you. And just like how the little things is what creates the big picture, you are one of those little things. So you are part of the big picture. Just like how we are God. Just like how God created us and we are God's children, right? We are part of God. So like there is no us without God. So like for you to ever think like lowly of yourself or not think that you're up to the challenge, literally God created you. You're part of God. You're part of that big picture. So you can really do anything you put your mind to. God at eventide, the foe within. Never lose heart. Kill the proud self as you go on. For on that dead self you rise, like a phoenix from the ashes. On ever with me. Do not let earth's frets disturb you. Since you cannot follow me and indulge self at all costs, turn self out directly into claims. Disturbed, so only can you keep spiritually calm. Not your circumstances, but yourself is the enemy. A man's foes are those of his own household. Do others blame you falsely? I was reveled, but I reveled not again. So you know the saying where it's like you watch like movies about assassins and they're like, I have no weakness. And then they're like, oh, but what about this? And then boom, they bring out like his wife and kids. And he's like, no. And then they're able to get him. That's basically like God is saying here, that your only weakness is yourself. You are putting yourself in a position where you don't think that you're able to do something, or you get caught up in the ways of the world and in defeat and loss. And instead of learning from that and growing from that, which God put that in your life to do, to make you stronger, you let that defeat you, right? And you let that get to you. So God is saying right here, never lose heart. Kill the proud self as you go on, for on that dead self you will rise. We are made from, we get stronger from the things that we endure and what we live through. So if we don't go through any hardships, then how are we supposed to be a strong person? How are we supposed to be ready to take on the world and to make this world a better place and to, serve in a way that we're meant to serve and be the godly person that God made us to be? We can't. So that's why we have to go through things. That's why you should never give up. And that's why you have to just look at it as just a learning opportunity. Look at everything as a learning opportunity. Like we talked about this a couple days ago, like about how you can't have self-doubt. You have to be able to look at situations from different angles and be able to grow from them. Just like how when you work out, you're literally tearing apart your muscles to build it back up. like through what you eat. So if you eat the proper food, if you eat the proper nutrients, like the spiritual food, the fruits of the spirit, if you read this, your spiritual food, then you're going to grow back that muscle and your spirit's just going to get stronger and stronger. But first you have to break that down to make yourself stronger. It's the same thing. It applies. So I love you guys. That is January, what was that? January 15th or 16th? That was 16th. And with that, I will say amen.